Buddy, Mike G here,
Johnny Blaze,
and Poorly,
and welcome back to Funny Bros Inc. And this is another episode of the reviews where we're going to be talking about video games this week. I've went, and Johnny Blaze went. Now it's Paul Riley's turn. Paul Riley, what is your all-time favorite game?
My all-time favorite game was probably my first PlayStation 2 video game. I don't think it was my first video game, because my first video game was Dukes of Hazzard, but that's besides the point.
fun game.
My first video game I ever played was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I loved that game so much. I used to it was like one of the only reasons I kept a PlayStation. But then I became an idiot, and somebody gave me like $15 for it, or wanted $15 for it. So I sold it, but I probably shouldn't have.
Well, yeah, way to go.
Well, you're never gonna get $15 out of a PlayStation 2.
Not now.
Not now. They're probably worth more than that now.
No, they're worth less. PlayStation 2s are worth way less. The older the system, the less money you get out of it. So back to the video game. San Andreas was one of my favorites because you could do a lot of things. Cheat mode. My favorite cheat was the jetpack. Because the one thing I hated about putting the cheats in though is if you saved it, it would corrupt your PlayStation. So yeah, playing it was really fun. Before I broke my Xbox, I was going to try to get it on my Xbox, but I broke my Xbox. That's a totally different story. I'm going to try to get a new one and see if I can't find the game. But it was like my favorite game. I found this car one time that I put in my garage. It was my most favorite car. I don't remember what type of car it was, but it had like Boost in it or whatever.
Nitro.
Yeah, it had Nitro in it. And then I had another one. I had another one that actually had hydraulics.
Ew.
No, it was really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, I had hydraulics on some of my cars too when I used to play it.
And the little camera thing, the little phone camera where you can go and take pictures of random stuff, I would always do that. And when I would kill people, I'd take pictures of their bodies. Why? I don't know. I'm not weird. I just like taking pictures of dead bodies. Jeez. And then I liked jumping over if you always wanted to steal an airplane, the easiest thing to do was to get a car and put it right next to where that wall is, where you go to
climb over the fence.
Yeah, if you get a car and put it right there where the barbed wire is not, because there's a wall where there's no barbed wire at all. If you put a car right there and then get on top of the car and then jump over the wall, so easy, you're in the thing. But I would always never be able to get it off the ground. My brother would have to get it off the ground for me.
Because as soon as you got in there, because it was locked still, cops would come after you.
No cops ever came after me. I could have been standing in there, and I don't know why.
No, when I played it, I got a 4-star wanted level as soon as I tried to get in, and then they started trying to kill me.
That's never happened to me.
Oh, that's when the whole freaking people come
but
after you.
I like it best out of
wanted level.
all the Grand Theft Auto games. I've played almost every single Grand Theft Auto game. And my favorite has to be that one. There's just so much to do. I didn't really beat the game because I was lazy and I didn't really do all the missions. And my favorite thing in the game was to, you know how if you take an airplane and you go to the other side of the map before you can actually go to the other side of the map, you get all stars and then you're completely fucked. That was always fun.
Yeah, then military jets came after you and they shot you down to the ground.
That sucked.
Literally in San Andreas, they improved it to the point where they had military jets that actually freaking shot at you until you got down to the ground.
And then, there was always this big tower you could always go up to.
Oh yeah, there's a parachute up there.
There's a parachute up there, but you could take your motorcycle up there and ramp off of it.
And if you're lucky, you try to jump off your motorcycle. If you had a parachute, you can parachute down.
Yeah, well, you can see the vehicle explode. Kaboom.
I always, when I would jump off that building with a parachute, no, I jumped off it once and I was completely almost down to no help. But I survived it. I didn't use a parachute or anything. And then...
That's impossible.
Glitch.
I did glitch it. And then, out of nowhere, an ambulance hit me and I died.
That's good. That's awesome. That's funny, actually.
I just like that game so much. And then I always like catching that one house on fire that you live at in like the beginning of the game. And then
CJ's house, CJ's.
Yeah, and then I would like to buy all the houses, the little big fancy ones, and then I would like to catch them on fire.
Now, why would you want to do that for?
Because fire is pretty cool when you catch your house on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, it will always
If
go
you want to
away.
see fire blow up a vehicle,
No, catching the house.
Well, there's
on
a
fire.
cheat code where you can blow up all vehicles.
that too. Like in Vice City, man, you get a cheat.
And
for
then
a
there's
cake.
a couple races that you could do, and stuff in the game. Johnny probably would like that. But
More than likely, yes.
I've been talking a lot about this, so I think it's your guys' turn.
GTA San Andreas was my all-time favorite game in the GTA series, but it wasn't my very first GTA game. Mine was GTA 3 on the PlayStation 2. Then it started getting into San Andreas. If I had to rank San Andreas would be number 1, but here recently, the most recent GTA game, GTA 5, has kind of almost slipped up into that.
I don't
Counter.
like GTA 5 really. I do, but it's not as good as San Andreas.
One thing I loved about San Andreas was the map. At the time, the map was a lot bigger than your other normal maps compared to the GTA 3 and GTA 5 City maps. The story mode, I guess, was more intriguing. It got me into it a little bit more, and you kind of were thinking, like, what's going to happen next, what's happening, who's, like, the bad guy, who's kind of a good guy thing. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've played GTA San Andreas before, you know who I'm talking about. But, one of my all-time favorite things was when I used to have cheat codes and everything. When you have unlimited health or unlimited ammo, or you spawn certain weapons, depending upon what weapon pack you get. And then there's this one where I love to do where you were able to cause a riot, and every other person has like a weapon of any sort, like a bazooka, an SMG, or a pistol or something.
Oh, God, that's a whole.
There's a funny story where one time I did that. I put the riot code on, and everyone had like level 3 weapons, the highest you can get. And I was by the lighthouse, where on the map of on one of the map, I was by that lighthouse by the beach. I decided to start shooting, and this old lady was carrying a frickin' bazooka. Turns around and shoots me. She just stopped and turned around and shot me with the frickin' AK whatever thing, bazooka, rocket.
I've
Something.
never shoot an old lady with any weapon in the game.
Well, that's what happened to me on that game. That was probably one of my funniest and most like what the fuck moments.
Oh, that's funny.
What about you, Johnny Blaze?
I'm going to go with old school, when it very first came out. GTA, the very first one. Grand Theft Auto.
We're not talking
came
about
out-
one though. We're talking about.
No, you said Grand Theft Auto, period.
No, I didn't.
He said Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is his all-time favorite game. But you can talk about
Still.
why you don't care much for the San Andreas one. And
I think it's... My very first one was Grand Theft Auto when it first came out for PS1. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, it just wasn't my favorite at all. I'm not much into Grand Theft Auto now because my little sister who plays it a lot and she wore me out on it. It's like I don't care for it anymore. But I still play Driver. Driver 3 and Driver San Francisco. And it's mainly Driver 3 that involves... That's like close to Grand Theft Auto because you can kill people, steal cars, cops, everything else. You know? It's the same.
And you just burned and killed all the GTA fans when you just said, I don't care much for GTA
I
anymore.
don't. I really not no more. I mean, I'm sure some people understand.
We
Like,
broke everybody's
you know,
heart.
if you played Grand Theft Auto a lot, you're gonna get worn out on it. And I'd be one of those people that's just like, I'm not no more.
I've played it all my life and it didn't wear me out.
I mean, if I happen to play Grand Theft Auto again, it'll probably be like the very first one or the second one.
But yeah, that was Paul Riley's pick, the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, or we just talked about the GTA series, but mainly we talked about San Andreas. Anyway, this has been another episode of The Reviews. I'm Mike G,
Johnny Blaze.
and poorly.
and this has been another episode of Funny Bros Inc. We love you. See you guys next time on the internet.